Hello there, Thomas Baca talking about Obsidian. We've got some updates for you, mainly UI updates. We got some gameplay updates as well to show you. So, if any of you guys have played the build, you'll notice there's some key differences to the UI, mainly the buttons and how they're displayed. I also disabled the other classes for now because they're not implemented yet, so they're there for show. So you can see the other classes, but you can no longer create a character because the knight is the only one working at this time. So we're going to go ahead and create a new character, and I'm going to change this as well later, probably tonight, because it's very hard to see if you noticed. So we'll go ahead and change our name, and you'll notice as well with the main lobby scene, there's some changes as well. So I'm going to load it here, and you noticed with the lobby, it's much nicer. You got your join here, you got your game list, you got your hosts. Probably later on I'm probably going to add favorites tab, a history tab for the game, as well as an exit button that sends you back to the main menu. That's some things that need to work on. So we'll go ahead and create a room. And another thing, now that I've had more stuff into the game, I have a loading screen in the game. This is very temporary. This is going to be fixed and cleaned up. So we're going to spawn in the world again. And, okay, so some of the updates with the UI, there's a resource tab now. You bring up a resource tab, and it'll go through your these are your ingots. You come over here and click the button, and it shows you your raw resources. So here's all the raw resources. Also, there's a crafting tab that brings up all the available items that are available to craft. So let's go start making our first weapon in the game. Our first items. So we're going to find some wood. So the level's still being designed. Still got to add more trees into the game because probably the starting area is going to be a plains area. So I know there's some trees over in this area. So I'm going to find some trees. And this is going to be kind of an extended gameplay footage of the actual in-game stuff. And we found our first tree. So with trees, I have it similar to other survival games. You can go up to it and you just hit it with your fists. And if we go to our resource tabs and we scroll down, we'll see we have 2 wood. Later on in the crafting menu, I'm going to have to put a button right beside these that tells you how much is required for each one of these. But right now it's just a drop down list of items. So we're gonna get, it's 10 wood for our pickaxe, and right now there's no model for the pickaxe when we create it. So we're gonna go ahead and actually get 20. So we're gonna need a pickaxe and a mallet. So we're gonna gather up some resources here. And some of the sound is also placeholders. We're probably going to add different sounds for the tree chopping. So we're going to go ahead and craft our wooden mallet. See, it's just a cube right now. So we'll go ahead and craft that. And there's still some things to be updated with the name, because if you noticed, it'll have the word clone in it. And also, you gotta add icons. So that's some other things with the update. And this obviously needs to be updated as well. So go ahead. Now we have our crafting mallet. So now we're also going to get a pickaxe. Craft a pickaxe. And you notice it also takes the resources. So if we try to, let's go ahead. So if we try to craft this, or this, we cannot because we don't have the resources required. So we're going to go ahead and head back to base. I'm going to equip the pickaxe because this is a wood pickaxe. And that's another thing I need to do, is also change the color of the item that you're holding to go with what you're holding. So you have wood, that'll be all brown, copper, be copper color, etc. So we're gonna have, and each one will give you a different rate of mining and various things like that in the game. So I'm gonna head back to base. Hope we can find it, and we did. So we're gonna go over to a copper deposit. And this is copper. You can tell by the little chunks here on the side. And as we add more resources, you'll see that. Like, you'll notice them just by their look, what they have. So go ahead and let's scroll down to this. Copper. See copper? And for a copper sword, we need 2 ingots, and to make an ingot requires 30 ore, so we need 60 copper. So we're going to sit here and mine until we have 60 copper. Probably get a little extra. And then I'll build a forge. We have a forge in the game now. So forges build your ingots, and with your ingots you can craft the weapons in the game. So go ahead and do that. And there's a day and night cycle in the game, so if you notice the day and night cycle. Also, another update, forgot to mention, this right here is actually the chat UI. So we'll go ahead and type a message. So that's been updated and fixed, because before it was just a bar down here and wasn't worth mentioning. So now we have a working chat. It works like any other chat. We'll probably have a button that hides and pulls up the chat menu. So go ahead and get 60. And as we progress with the game development, we're gonna add more things to do in the game. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put on our wooden mallet, and each mallet in the game will also increase your build rate and build speed. And of course, the engineer class, he'll have a bonus towards building speed, so he'll build the fastest out of all of them. So okay, sorry about that, dropped my mouse. So we're gonna go here, open up. Oh, there's also now a menu that shows you your available things you can actually place in the world. So we're going to go ahead and select Forge. And I'm probably going to have up here or displayed when you're dropping items down. And this obviously is going to be fixed. So that's, but if you also noticed in previous videos I had a stone block. Now I have a invisible green block, so this is better for placement. So we're going to go ahead and place this forge in the world. So now we have a forge. So with a forge, how it works, you go up to it, and it'll give you a prompt. Press E to open the forge menu. You open it, and it says forge copper ingot 60. So we'll go ahead, craft 1, craft 2. And then now that we have done that, we can go back to our craft menu and we can craft copper sword. If we go to our menu here, we now have a sword. So that's crafting. That's the update for the crafting. So the other update we have is boats. Now these are not drivable. They're going to be drivable later. These are going to be probably only engineer class can build these because they're refined and takes a lot of engineering and know-how. So, but for available to all players and all classes, we're going to have. Let's bring up our wood mallet again. Let's bring up our menu. Let's go over to basic raft. Now, the basic raft is exactly as the name describes. It's a very basic raft. You make it out of logs, and so it requires nothing but wood. But it's very flimsy, and it can be destroyed easily. So it's like a cheap thing you'd use. So I went ahead and place that in the world now. So if you notice, it actually bobs up and down in the water. So we're going to go ahead and jump on the boat. And if you notice, that's another thing we need to fix, is hiding the mouse when you jump into a raft. So we're going to show you how the raft works. So this is the speed of the raft right now. And we're probably going to adjust camera angles and various things like that in the game. But for now, this camera angle seems to work. So what this allows you to do now, you're able to sail to the other islands we have in the game and build fortresses there and avoid main bodies of water, or get away, or get to various bosses that are unavailable on foot. So get off the raft. So those are the updates for Obsidian. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, go ahead and post them in the comments below, or shoot me an email. I hope you enjoyed.